everybody, and welcome to another episode of Eagles Film Room with myself, Liam Jenkins. The Eagles are headed to the NFC Championship game after a huge win over the Atlanta Falcons. Now, that win would not have been possible without some of the most remarkable defensive line play we've seen all season long. We know Jim Schwartz's unit is prolific, but how good really was it? It's time to take a look at the eye-in-the-sky footage once again. We're going to start things off with the NFL's most destructive defensive tackle duo of Fletcher Cox and Tim Jernigan. Now, if you look at those yellow arrows, what the Falcons are trying to do here is initiate a zonal rushing attack. You're going to have Vinnie Curry double teamed on the outside, but what Jernigan's going to do is simply swim his way underneath and straight into the backfield. By this point, Devonta Freeman has got absolutely nowhere to go. But if you keep an eye on Fletcher Cox, he follows and follows, hits that second level and meets Freeman. It's that teamwork. Jernigan goes underneath and Cox stays over the top. But while we're talking about Tim Jernigan, we have to talk about the ways he can beat you in the pass rush. Right there, he just beat a double team and pushed his way back into the fray to defeat Devonta Freeman once again and keep one of the most dangerous downhill runners in the game completely contained. Ryan takes a snap, Jernigan there, an arm on each guy, takes them both down, gets around the outside. He doesn't have to go through the middle. He can be just as destructive around the outside as well. Now back to Fletcher Cox. The Eagles' franchise defensive tackle made his money on Saturday night. Now again, what he's going to do is just slide his way inside and again wrap up Devonta Freeman. Now, we say he's one of the most dangerous pass rushers. Cox proved on Saturday he could stop the run just as efficiently. In fact, it doesn't do it justice. Cox was double teamed on this play by Alex Mack and Wedge Schweister, and watch how he handles this sort of pressure. He knows Freeman's coming, and at the moment Schweister jumps off to stop Kendricks, Cox has a clean path to wrap up the Falcons running back, and it's easy to see all of a sudden why the Falcons had no real estate with Freeman all game. Cox here, for instance, keeps his eyes in the backfield. He plays off Schweister, who's tumbling all over the place, and stands firm as an absolute brick wall for Freeman to run into. But it was pass rushing where he made his name, and he was prolific on that front as well on Saturday night. Cox wrestles his way into the vision of Matt Ryan, leaps off of Schweister, and brings him down like a sumo wrestler. It was an emphatic play. Cox was earning his money on Saturday night, but so was this man, Vinnie Curry. Now, if you watch this play, all it looks like is a negated run for a couple of yards, wrapped up, of course, by Nigel Bradham. But if we slow it down and we take a look at number 75 especially, who's lined up on the outside right here, his entire job at this point is to seal the edge, and Tevin Coleman is going to come charging his way. Now, Curry at that point gets off his block, and even though he doesn't make the tackle, that extra step outside gives Bradham enough time to stop the run. In my eyes, this was Vinnie Curry's biggest moment of the game. Again, relied on to seal the edge while the rest of the pass rush does the dirty work. Vinnie Curry's going to come off the edge and completely hamper Toilolo, who's a strong blocking tight end, but then take out the fullback as well, leaving Freeman with nowhere to go but a 2-yard gain into the hands of Fletcher Cox. It was a strong play by the edge rusher Vinnie Curry, and it's that sort of tone that continued throughout the afternoon. We're going to take a look at this play down here, and Matt Ryan slings it down deep. Now, this was the one that was very almost picked off by Jalen Mills. But when you slow it down, of course, with anything like that, it all starts with pressure at the very front. Vinnie Curry again, number 75 on that left-hand side, supported by Rodney McLeod. He's not going to take the bait on the sweep. He's not going to take the bait on the handoff. Sweeps under his block and gets severe pressure to Matt Ryan, who has to throw under duress. It was a great play by Vinnie Curry and very almost forced a turnover. Now, the big criticism with Vinnie Curry has often been finishing plays, but you can't doubt his heart or his effort. On this play, he starts on the right-hand side. You've got Devonta Freeman running a zonal sweep, and look at that, where the play ends up, Curry's making a tackle almost on the right-hand side. Now, another man who had a great game on the same edge was Brandon Graham. Now, what we're going to see here is him completely displace right tackle Ryan Schrader. Now, look at that. Throws him to the side, gets past the fullback, and punishes Devonta Freeman for a 6-yard loss. A huge play by Brandon Graham, and that theme continued throughout the night as well. Take a look at him here again. Now, he's lined up over the wide receiver. This is going to be a big play for Graham. He tries to get chipped here by number 81, doesn't take the bait, flows all his traffic inside and still finds a path to Matt Ryan to make him throw under duress once again. One of the most complete defensive ends in the NFL, Brandon Graham has been relentless this season and he's going to use all that motivation to try and earn himself a big payday as well. Now this was another moment that almost could have been picked off by the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a vastly overthrown ball, and when we take a look as to why, it all starts from the man up front, Brandon Graham. Now he's supported there. You got Donnell Ellaby just to his inside, it's Bradham to his left. It looks like a blitz play. The Falcons are stacking that offensive front. Graham gets off his block, sweeps to the outside, and look at him rush right around the ankle flexion. You can see where Brandon Graham is really trying to influence Derek Barnett. It was a brilliant piece of defensive play and one that very almost ended in a turnover. Now this is a very different situation for the Eagles, but take a look at this formation for a second. Now if your name is Alex Mack, what do you do when you see that? That is chaotic. There is no one over the middle. You've got tackles on the right and left hand side. You don't know what's coming. It was complete chaos. The Eagles did a great job to get it done, and the Falcons were panicking, and you can see that by this play. There are 3 double teams on a play action look. They had to stack the offensive line. There were 9 personnel at one point. To get this done, to get Ryan a clean pocket, 3 sets of double teams had to be completed. But this video would not be complete without a mention of everyone's favourite first round pick, Derek Barnett. Now again, there's a long way to go for Barnett, but the amount of talent and sheer drive he has on his motor. Now look at this, Ryan goes to the other side, Barnett is all over him. He follows the running back, he follows the quarterback, he's always around the ball. And this right here, the final play we're going to show, is the impact a pass rush has when it is this dominant. Look at the stacking of the offensive line. Now at this point, everyone's so focused on the offensive front and trying to contain Cox and Allen and Graham that Rodney McLeod can come completely in unhinged without any care in the world and bring down Matt Ryan. This was a tenacious performance by the most dominant, the most electric, the most explosive pass rush in the NFL. And if they're going to carry that to Minnesota, then this is going to be an NFC Championship game for the ages. Thank you so much for tuning in once again, guys. I can't believe this channel now is at 600 subscribers. It's blowing my mind. I'm really glad you're enjoying the content. So please stick around, leave us a like. If you're new around here, hit subscribe. Stay around. We're going to have hopefully a couple of these videos each week. There was a slight delay last week as I was at the NBA in London, but there is a vlog for that as well with some great little features and interviews. So from myself, Liam Jenkins, we'll see you next week for another episode of Eagles Film Room.